Hi everyone, welcome back to another weekly vlog of my life as a data scientist. It was a busy yet meaningful week, both in my professional and personal life. I'm really excited to share with you some major milestones. My first promotion, progress on an intriguing fraud project, visiting Grab HQ, the celebration of my anniversary, and a big step of buying my first house. Okay, that's enough yapping. Let's dive straight into the events of the week, starting with Monday. Monday began at a relaxed pace. Normally, I head to the office from Monday to Thursday, but today was a bit different. I started my work from home in the morning, and I'll be going to the office later in the afternoon. This was because I had a morning physiotherapy appointment to get my sprained wrist checked out. Girl here sprained her wrist from doing laundry. Yeah. Before my physio appointment, I started my day by reviewing results from tests that ran over the weekend. If you've seen my previous work from home video, you'll know that I'm currently working on a fraud detection project related to expense claims in a cross-functional team. After my physio session, I grabbed a quick lunch from a nearby McDonald's before heading to the office. The Bank of Singapore. Some employees were dismissed due to fraudulent medical claims, such as including bird's nest purchases in their medical receipts. If you're curious to learn more about this incident, you can check out the article linked below in my description. In fact, there have been several news articles about such fraud cases recently. Another example is an ex-NUS professor who was jailed for falsifying his invoices by adding a zero at the end of his claim amounts. Due to these recent incidents, my fraud detection project has become increasingly significant to my department. Returning to my project, once the OCR process had converted the receipts into digital text, I utilized large language models, LLMs, for further analysis, refining my prompts and setting the LLM queries in motion for the 3 tests and formatting my output results. Interestingly, in data science, we spend a lot of our time doing nothing, as we often need to wait for our models to finish running. Okay, but of course we always try to find other productive tasks to occupy our time. Later in the day, we had a brief team meeting to discuss the results of a recent team survey. This survey was designed to gauge our overall team dynamics, such as our energy levels, adaptability to learning, and areas for improvement. Overall, our team scored well. However, we collectively recognized that we could potentially streamline our workflow by eliminating some non-essential tasks. And yes, that wraps up my Monday. Once I got home, I enjoyed my usual Cai Fan with no fun dinner, spent some relaxing time with my cat, and ended the day watching the Korean drama Queen of Tears. Good morning, it's Tuesday. I was lucky to catch a ride with my dad to the nearest MRT station this morning. Today I have no meetings scheduled, which I absolutely love. It means I can concentrate fully on my work and enjoy uninterrupted coding time. I had planned to have a quick discussion with my head about the outputs of the 3 test cases. However, he was tied up in a meeting until 11 AM, so I decided to catch up with him after lunch. I've shown him some outputs last week, and he has already provided some feedback on how to improve the formatting of the output and suggested some additional downstream tasks to reduce noise and clean up the data. So this short catch-up is for me to review the refined outputs with him before presenting them to the other department we are working with on this fraud project in our Thursday meeting. For now, all the outputs are in Excel format. A key thing to note is that the presentation of the output is crucial. Even if you have the best model, if you can't present your results clearly for follow-up actions, it's as if your efforts have gone to waste. In the meantime, I decided to shift my focus to the new test cases. While developing these new test cases, I encountered some challenges. I discovered that there wasn't a straightforward one-to-one mapping between the receipt and the expense report retest. I have a colleague that says that all problems will be solved after lunch. So, my department just restarted our coffee chat quarterly routine, whereby we will be randomly grouped into groups of 4 people to go out together for lunch or a coffee chat. These 4 people normally will be from different teams in the department and different seniority levels. So it's just a chance to mingle and interact across the teams in my department. This was extremely helpful when I first joined as a new joiner. Post-lunch, I was able to catch up with my boss to review the refined outputs for the 3 tests and discuss the challenges I'd been encountering. He was generally pleased with the outputs, suggesting only a few minor adjustments. I dedicated my time to making the minor adjustments to the 3 outputs and continued refining the LLM prompts for the new test cases. For dinner, my mother prepared a lovely simple meal for us. Interestingly, it was also today that I began casually browsing through Property Guru to check out potential housing options. Little did I know, this would lead to a significant purchase by the end of the week. So, stay till the end. Good AM. We've reached the midpoint of the work week. Congrats to me! Today is going to be quite interesting.
I look so tired. But today we are going to Grab HQ. It's at 1 North. I think it's much nearer to my house than my office. But the problem is the office is quite far from the MRT, so luckily my head is picking us up. So it's like a data science sharing between the departments of the 2 companies. My whole department is going to Grab, including those not in my data science team. So it'll be half of the day in Grab, and then after that I'll be working from home.
This visit felt like a school field trip, exploring a new office and environment. It made me miss being young. We had a short tour of the office before the sharing began. This sharing session was quite engaging. It's always fascinating to gain insights into another company's operations, their current advancements, and the innovative ideas they're implementing. This kind of exchange not only broadens our perspective, but also provides valuable lessons that can be adapted and applied to our own work processes. Then came the most exciting part of the day, lunch time. It was a catered lunch, which means it was free, and who doesn't love free food? The meal was catered by Chili Api, a Peranakan caterer, and I must say, the food was quite yummy. Lunch also provided an excellent opportunity for some socializing and networking, which I suck at doing. Following the session, almost everyone in the department chose to work from home. I had a brief call with the business auditor, who's also involved in the fraud project, just to touch base and update each other on our progress before tomorrow's meeting. Meanwhile, I had my Jupyter notebooks running the OCR and LLM queries for the new test cases. These runs usually take a few days to complete. In the meantime, I just need to monitor for any interruptions due to connection errors or other issues. I've implemented logging for each run, so if I need to rerun the code, it picks up from where it left off. This makes the process much more efficient. Later that day, I decided to hit the gym for a 5 km run and continued my research on housing options. My partner and I were weighing the pros and cons of resale HDB versus private estates. And to be honest, we were initially quite clueless about what factors to consider. For instance, we first thought smaller condos would have lower maintenance fees, but we learned it's the opposite. We were considering what's known as boutique condos, but our agent advised against it. As we continued to explore other options, speak with several agents, and educate ourselves through resources like Eric Chu's videos, we started to feel more informed about what to look out for. We developed a keen interest in executive condominiums, ECs, and new condos. So we planned to visit show flats starting from Friday and over the weekend. And it's Thursday, the final day of the week that I need to be in the office. Today brought some great news, my promotion. This is my first job since graduating from NUS, and I've been here for almost 2 years now. It's amazing how time flies. My job title in this company is similar to those in banking. I'm currently an analyst, and I'll be promoted to an associate after 2 years of working here. In the morning, I attended our staff conference. The main agenda was for our CEO to share a review of our performance over the past year, outlining our future plans and discussing our compensation. While I'm not allowed to disclose any specifics, it was reassuring to hear that the company will continue to prioritize staying current with the latest technology and recognizing the importance of data. And again, there was a catered lunch which I couldn't miss out on. After lunch, we had a 1-hour meeting with the other department collaborating with us on the fraud project. It was truly a cross-functional team. During the meeting, I presented each test output, gathering feedback from our stakeholders on how to modify or enhance the data to facilitate their follow-up process. We also brainstormed ways to minimize false positives. This iterative process of refining output results is a typical aspect of data science. The meeting ran over by half an hour, and I must admit, such sessions can be quite mentally exhausting. For the remainder of the day, I concentrated on adjusting the outputs based on their feedback. Fortunately, they found all 3 test cases useful so far. I wouldn't be surprised if they chose not to pursue some future test cases, which could mean wasted time and effort on my part. However, the experimentation process is valuable, and if a case isn't worthy to follow up on, at least we'll have it to validate that decision. Oh, and today is also my anniversary. I'm meeting my boyfriend for a simple dinner tonight at a place called Enjoy Eating House, located near Stevens MRT at Novotel. We chose this place because it's a KrisFlyer partner, and we've been keen on accumulating miles recently. Novotel has some interesting statues and fixtures. We thoroughly enjoyed each dish. The pork wasn't as fatty as I had thought, and the chicken satay was great. I liked that the peanut dipping sauce was on the lighter side. My only critique would be the prawn vermicelli dish. The sauce didn't seem to penetrate the prawn, leaving the prawn tasting quite bland. Hit me up for some food review things. After dinner, we headed to Orchard area, which was just a few bus stops away. We decided to stop by Mango in case he wanted to exchange the shirt for a different size or color. And lucky we stopped by because he ended up swapping his shirt. Good morning, it's Friday, our work from home day. Some output results from the LLM queries for the new test have been generated, so I spent some time reviewing them. Based on these initial results, I brainstormed some ideas for downstream tasks to reduce noise and implement fuzzy matching. On Fridays, we have what's called a blue sky day, meaning we can finish work early around 5 to 5:30 p.m. The idea is that you end your work day while the sky is still blue.
Yeah, so I'm going to view some apartments.
In just this past week, my knowledge about real estate has increased quite a bit, and honestly, it's really quite interesting. We checked out Lumina Grand, an executive condo in the Tengah area. We were interested in the 3-bedroom units, which, if I remember correctly, were priced around 1.44 million. The color scheme and layout of the 3 bedrooms were quite appealing to me. This EC is also conveniently located near Anglo-Chinese School, ACS, which is a significant factor to consider. Proximity to a prestigious school within 1 km is an important consideration for many. Lumina Grand is a sizable development with 495 units and even includes a tennis court, which is a plus as larger developments tend to do better. However, there were a few downsides. The layout of the condo stacks was a concern. The units are built facing each other, only about 20 meters apart, which could compromise privacy. Additionally, the 3-bedroom units were either facing directly onto a HDB block or exposed to the western sun. Another significant issue for us was the location's accessibility. It's a 15-minute walk from the nearest MRT station, which is part of the new Jurong Region line, making it somewhat inconvenient for commuting to the central business district. The location also isn't particularly close to either of our parents' homes. One advantage of ECs is, I guess, the potential for profit upon reaching the minimum occupation period. However, we would need to wait approximately 3 years for the house to be ready and another 5 years to reach the MOP, totaling 8 years. Overall, while this area is worth considering, we felt it didn't quite suit our lifestyle and needs, so we decided to pass on it. After Lumina Grand, we went to check out the Mist, a new launch condo in the Cashew area on the downtown line. The layout of this condo was much more appealing. There were only 2 stacks and they weren't facing each other, which offered a lot of privacy. Overall, the design of the place felt very luxurious. Some positive aspects of this place include its proximity to good schools like Bukit Panjang Primary, and it's a 7-minute walk to Cashew MRT station. We looked at the floor layouts of the 2-bedroom plus study configuration. It was a dumbbell layout, which is considered the most efficient nowadays, with a single long corridor and bedrooms on both sides. The price for this 2-bedroom plus study unit on a high floor was around 1.636 million for 700 square feet. Upon entering, I wasn't too keen on the open kitchen concept, as I might limit our ability to cook extensively. Another more major issue was the fins at the balcony. These fins are due to MINDEF regulations to restrict the view. However, because of these fins, it wouldn't make much sense to pay extra for a high floor only to have the view obstructed. I also had reservations about the area. The Cashew and Hillview areas have quite a few freehold condos, and Hillview condos don't seem to perform very well. So in the end, we passed on this too. Okay, that's enough real estate talk for today. Let's see what unfolds over the weekend.
Nice. Today is another day of apartment viewing. I'm going to check out the Lantor condos today.
We went to check out the Lantor area, where many condos are coming up together. There's 5 coming up around the same time. Lantor Modern, the mixed-use development, Hillock Green, Lantor Hills, Lantor Mansion, and Lantoria. We were quite fond of the area, primarily due to the convenience offered by the condo's location. It's only a 5-minute walk away from the MRT station, and the path is fully sheltered, so rain will not be a concern. Additionally, some of the condos are within 1 km of CHIJ St. Nicholas, a school that holds a prestigious reputation. The location also provides the added benefit of being in close proximity to both my boyfriend's parents and my own, while still maintaining a manageable distance from the CBD area. We were especially interested in one of these 5 condos. We felt a bit rushed to buy it because there were only a few 2-bedroom units left and they were selling very quickly. My parents also had a chance to come and see the place, and Ben also called his parents to update them. We then spent the rest of the day at the show flat thinking hard about whether to go ahead and buy it, because that was how much we actually liked the place. The show flats mainly displayed the 2-bedroom dumbbell layouts. However, the remaining units had a corridor leading to the bedrooms, which is a more traditional layout. I actually prefer this design as it offers more privacy. So after spending a few more hours at the show flats, we finally made the biggest decision of our lives and locked it in. It was honestly a mix of fear and excitement. Now we're just signing all the necessary papers, and yes, we are now proud home owners. It's kind of crazy how everything happened so quickly in just a few days, but we did a lot of research in the past week and we're happy with our purchase. This house will only be ready around 2027, so I guess we have some time to build up our capital again in the meantime. When we left the show flat, it was already past 8 p.m. Time just flew by. Our agent kindly dropped us off in the Upper Thomson area. We weren't very familiar with the place, but there were quite a few good food options around. Honestly, after making such a big purchase, we were just trying to find the cheapest place to eat. We eventually settled on this wonton noodle place. Yeah, so I guess I am truly an adult now. Reality just hit me damn hard. I suppose our dates will now be different too. Probably exploring more furniture stores and even checking out new show flats for design ideas and such. Maybe even share our thoughts on the new condos and stuff, as real estate is honestly quite interesting. I hope you all continue to stay tuned, and thanks again for watching.